Giorgio de Chirico. The Disquieting Muses. Painted between 1916 to 1918, this artwork resides in Gianni Mattioli Collection, Milan, Italy. De Chirico's metaphysical paintings often draw on classical mythology and symbolism. The title The Disquieting Muses itself refers to the 9 muses in Greek mythology, each responsible for inspiring different forms of art and knowledge. The painting is often interpreted as having connections to classical mythology and literature. This composition, crafted while de Chirico resided in Ferrara, features a rust-red castello estense in the background, juxtaposed with industrial structures. It also depicts a deserted square with classical architecture and distant horizons. The setting is eerie and dreamlike, with elongated shadows and distorted perspectives. The deserted space contributes to a sense of isolation and mystery. Positioned at the forefront are 2 muses, adorned in classical attire. One stands while the other sits, surrounded by objects, notably a red mask and various items. The muses are probably Thalia, the muse of comedy, and Melpomene, the muse of tragedy in Greek mythology. In the Disquieting Muses, the classical sculptures or mannequin-like figures in the foreground may be considered reminiscent of these muses. In the background, on a pedestal, stands a statue associated with Apollo. Apollo, the leader of the muses, was the Greek god of arts, including poetry and music. The statues seem to exist not in a living state but rather appear as elements within the set of a dreamlike theatrical performance. These figures are often interpreted as symbols of timelessness and the eternal, evoking a sense of ancient mythology or classical ideals. Their static and stoic presence adds to the overall surreal atmosphere. The deserted square and absence of human figures create a sense of emptiness and silence. The quietude enhances the mysterious atmosphere, allowing the viewer to focus on the inanimate objects and their symbolic potential. The absence of human presence may also contribute to a feeling of abandonment or isolation. The painting lacks a clear narrative, leaving the interpretation open to the viewer. The juxtaposition of classical elements and the surreal atmosphere creates a sense of ambiguity, inviting viewers to contemplate the meaning behind the composition. The classical architecture and statues evoke a sense of timelessness, as if the scene exists outside a specific temporal context. This contributes to a feeling of nostalgia, as if the painting is capturing a moment from an indeterminate past. De Chirico often explored the theme of nostalgia for a bygone era in his works. Some interpretations suggest that the disquieting atmosphere and the presence of classical elements could be a commentary on the tension between the artistic ideals of the past and the uncertainties of the modern world. The composition is a significant example of de Chirico's metaphysical style, inviting viewers to engage with its mysterious and symbolic elements. The painting's dreamlike atmosphere and lack of a clear narrative contribute to its enduring enigma, leaving room for individual interpretations. De Chirico's metaphysical paintings, including the Disquieting Muses, had a profound impact on the Surrealist movement, especially to Surrealist artists like Salvador Dali and René Magritte.